Hello, lovely English students. Welcome back to Learning English with Lily. We all love telling stories, don't we? Well, if you've ever studied English formally, you will probably have heard of reported speech. When we tell someone what another person said, then we use reported speech. And the standard reporting verbs are say, tell, or ask if you're reporting a question. And perhaps you've also learnt about different reporting verbs, which are used to report what someone said more accurately. For example, if my sister Letty said, "Hey Lil, we can watch a film if you fancy it," then here you could use the standard reporting verbs say or tell. My sister said we could watch a film, or my sister told me we could watch a film. Or, to report what she said more accurately, you could use the reporting verb suggest. If you have a verb after suggest, it's always in the ing form. So here you would say, my sister suggested watching a film. Now, reporting verbs are great, especially for exams, but in reality, in an informal conversation when native speakers tell a story, they don't always use say, tell, ask, or any other reporting verb, in fact. So today I'm going to show you 3 alternative expressions that native speakers use when telling a story. And if you start listening out for them, you'll notice just how common they actually are. With these alternatives, rather than having to follow the reported speech rules, for example, you normally go back a tense, so will becomes would, do or does become did, and words like here or today become there and that day. We can simply quote the direct speech. It's much easier. That's probably why we do it, to be honest. English speakers are pretty lazy. It is important to highlight that these alternatives are much more commonly used by younger generations. I mean, I use them. And I am younger. Younger than who? Well, younger than, not you, but younger than people who are older. With these expressions, because we like to give our stories an immediacy, we often use the present tense. The first alternative is the verb go. I love your dress, Lil. Can I borrow it? Yeah, so my sister goes, I love your dress, Lil. Can I borrow it? All we've done is conjugate the verb go in the present tense and then directly quote what my sister said. Easy. Alternatively, you could do what is normally done with reporting verbs and put go in the past. So my sister went, I love your dress, Lil. Can I borrow it? The second alternative is the expression be like. Again, you can put be in the present or in the past. Lily, where have you put my favourite lipstick? I can't find it. My sister bangs on my door and she's like, where have you put my favourite lipstick? I can't find it. Or, my sister banged on my door and she was like, where have you put my favourite lipstick? I can't find it. Notice that with the verb be, you always use a contraction in the present tense, and this is because it's a very informal expression. Another thing to be aware of is that if you use the present tense, all the other verbs that you use to tell the story also need to be in the present tense. Here you have bangs. So my sister bangs on the door and she's like, where have you put my favourite lipstick? In the same way, if you use the past, all the other verbs that you use to tell the story also need to be in the past. So my sister banged on the door and she was like, where have you put my favourite lipstick? The third alternative is the expression be all. Give me back the dress you borrowed. I gave it back last week. So I'm all, give me back the dress you borrowed. And she's all, I gave it back to you last week. Or, so I was all, give me back the dress you borrowed. And she was all, I gave it back to you last week. Now, this last one is much more common in American English than it is in British English. We would definitely recognise it, and it would sound idiomatic, but many of us in Britain wouldn't use it. Okay, let's have a practice. I want you to imagine that you're telling somebody what I said. Remember, you can put the verb in the present or in the past. It's up to you. Get your phones out and get into character to make it more realistic. We'll start with go. I'm so tired. She goes, I'm so tired. Or, she went, I'm so tired. Nice one. Be like is next. I wish I had more money. She's like, I wish I had more money. Or, she was like, I wish I had more money. Lovely. Finally, we have be all. I hate winter. She's all, I hate winter. Or, she was all, I hate winter. So now you know 3 alternative ways to tell a story. The verb go and the expressions be like and be all. And the best bit is that you don't even need to worry about reported speech grammar. Wahey! Make sure you listen out for these expressions because I promise you'll notice them being used a lot. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to Learning English with Lily because I upload a new video every single Friday. Have a good week, everyone. Bye!